My parents expect me to take care of my siblings, but I moved out. So, I, 23F, recently moved out of my parents' house after years of being the third parent in our home. It's supposed to be the start of my freedom, but now my parents are demanding I still act like I live there, and take care of my younger siblings. I need to vent. Let me take you back a bit. 1. Childhood? More like babysitter-in-chief. I'm the oldest of 5. My siblings are 16M, 13F, 9M, and 7F. My parents, both in their 40s, have always been, let's say, absent-minded. Not abusive or evil, but chaotic, irresponsible, and emotionally immature. Growing up, I was expected to pick up the kids from school, cook most of the dinners, help with homework, babysit constantly, even during important exams, miss out on school events, sleepovers, and hangouts because you're the responsible one. When I was 15, my mom had baby number 4, and I basically raised him. I was changing diapers and doing midnight feedings before I could even legally drive. My parents said, it's good practice for when you're a mom. I wasn't their daughter. I was their backup parent. 2. College. Wasn't really college. I got into a nearby state school on a partial scholarship, and instead of living on campus like I'd dreamed, my parents insisted I commute. Why? So I could help out at home. I was 19, trying to juggle classes, a part-time job, and 3 younger siblings with 0 support. I begged them to let me focus on school. They promised things would ease up. Spoiler, they didn't. In fact, it got worse. I had professors emailing me because I was missing group meetings and falling behind on projects. I even lost a TA opportunity because I couldn't stay after hours. But when I told my parents I was drowning, they said, "We need you. You're the only one we can rely on." 3. The escape plan. By the time I was 22, I knew I had to get out. I took an internship that turned into a job offer. It was only 45 minutes away, but that distance? It felt like a new planet. I found a roommate, moved into a small apartment, and started living. For the first time, I wasn't waking up to a screaming toddler or a sink full of dishes. I could come home, sit on the couch, and not be asked to referee a sibling fight. But of course, my phone wouldn't stop ringing. 4. The demands begin. 2 weeks after moving out, my mom called me during work. "Can you come get Maddie from school? I have a hair appointment." I said, "Mom, I'm at work." She huffed, said I was being selfish, and hung up. Then it became a pattern. "Your dad and I want to go on a weekend trip. Can you watch the kids? Why aren't you coming home for dinner? The kids miss you. They're crying. Do you even care?" When I started saying no consistently, my mom flipped. She said, "You're abandoning your family. We sacrificed everything for you." I snapped and said, "No, you sacrificed me for everyone else. I was your crutch, and now you're mad you have to parent your own kids." She didn't respond. Just silence. 5. The guilt trips and gaslighting. Now my extended family's getting involved. My aunt texted me last week. "Your mom's really stressed. Can't you just help out on weekends?" Even my grandmother, who's usually team me, said, "Family helps family, honey." But here's the thing, I already did. 4 years. I gave up my teenage years, my college experience, my mental health, all to play the role of a parent to kids who aren't mine. I love my siblings. They're not the problem. But I'm done raising children I didn't choose to have. And now that I've finally set boundaries, I'm the villain. 6. Where I stand now. I still see my siblings occasionally. I'll grab lunch with my 16-year-old brother or take the younger ones out for ice cream once a month. But it's on my terms. I've started therapy. My therapist says I've been dealing with a parentification trauma cycle, and the guilt I feel is not mine to carry. My parents are still upset. They text me passive-aggressive things like, "Don't worry, we'll figure it out without you." Or "Guess you're too grown up to care about your family anymore." I ignore them now. And you know what? I'm finally starting to breathe. Update: my parents showed up unannounced at my apartment. If you've read my original post, you know I, 23F, moved out of my parents' house after years of being treated like the live-in babysitter for my younger siblings. I was finally learning how to live life on my own terms. Or so I thought. Because last weekend, my parents showed up uninvited at my apartment. And things went way off the rails. 1. A knock I didn't expect. It was Saturday morning. I was still in my pajamas, sipping coffee, watching trash TV, and enjoying the kind of peace I used to dream about. Then I heard a knock on the door. Not a buzz from the building entrance. A knock on the actual door. I froze. Nobody comes directly to my door unless I've buzzed them up. My roommate was out of town. I wasn't expecting anyone. When I opened the door, it was them. My mom, in full passive-aggressive mode. My dad, standing awkwardly behind her with a duffel bag. I blinked. "What are you doing here?" Mom smiled like we were in a sitcom reunion episode. We figured it was time to talk things out. As a family. No heads up. No text. They had driven 45 minutes to show up at my doorstep. 2. We just need you for a few days. They didn't come just to chat. Turns out, my mom had a last-minute work conference and my dad had some things to take care of out of town. They wanted to leave my 2 youngest siblings, ages 9 and 7, with me for the weekend. No prior discussion. No warning. Just, boom. Here we are. Babysitting duties resume, right? I said, "No. Absolutely not. You didn't even ask me." My mom looked hurt. "We didn't think we had to ask. You're their sister." I replied, "I'm not their parent. That's the whole point." And that's when the mask slipped. 3. The explosion. She went from friendly mom to how dare you mode in 0.2 seconds. "You're being unbelievably selfish. We're exhausted. We've done everything for you, and you can't even help us out for one weekend?" I told her. "You didn't help me. You used me. 4 years. And I'm not letting you bulldoze your way back into my life because it's convenient for you." My dad finally spoke up. Quietly, he said, "Maybe we should go." That's when my mom lost it. Started crying. Loudly. In the hallway. Saying things like, "We should have never let you move out. You're tearing this family apart. If your siblings grow up resenting you, it's your fault." I calmly said, "You're not welcome to show up here without asking again. If you do, I'll call security." And then I closed the door. 4. The aftermath. That night, I got a barrage of texts. From my mom, "I hope you're happy. Your siblings cried themselves to sleep." From my aunt, "Family doesn't turn their back like this." From my 13-year-old sister, "Why are you mad at mom and dad?" I only replied to my sister. I told her gently that I love her, and that this isn't her fault. But I need space right now. And then I blocked my mom for the time being. 5. Where I am now. This was the final straw. I've decided to go low contact officially. My therapist agrees that this is the healthiest move for me. I've started documenting everything too, just in case this escalates. I still plan to have relationships with my siblings. I'm thinking of arranging monthly meetups with them outside the house. But as for my parents, they're going to have to learn how to parent without me. TLDR. My parents showed up at my apartment unannounced, expecting me to babysit 2 of my younger siblings for the weekend. I said no, and my mom caused a scene. I've since gone low contact and reinforced my boundaries. Enough is enough.